Good morning, Bumblebees, and happy Thursday. Hope everybody's doing really well today. Massive well done for the work you've been sending through this week. You've worked so incredibly hard with your money, calculating money, adding it together, visiting the shop. It's been super to see just how brilliantly you have worked with your money challenges this week. So we're going to carry on with money in a little while. But first of all, we're going to warm up our maths brains and we're going to identify some number patterns. So you can see here on the board, I have got two number lines, but my number lines have numbers missing. So we're going to work together to see if we can find out the missing numbers on our number line. The first thing we need to do, we need to look at the numbers that we are presented with. So here we have got the number 0, we've got the number 6, and we've got the number 10. And that is it on this number line. So we've got to work out the different jumps. Now, one jump goes from one box all the way to the next box. So it's the length of a square. So that is one jump. This is another jump. This is another jump. So we're going to see if we can work out what these jumps represent. So the first thing we're going to do is count the jumps that we can see. So let's start from here. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'm going to stop there because we've reached the end of my number line. Now I know that just by doing that little activity that this one here, my final jump, is number 15. Because that's the number of jumps I've just counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 has landed here. So just by doing that, we have probably worked out the steps that we need to go in to get to each number. So for this number line, we are adding 1 to every jump. So we're going to add 1 to every jump, which means that every jump is going to be a different number. So we have got the numbers. Oh, wrong colour choice of pen there. Let's change it to purple. We have got 1. Then we've got number 2. We've got number 3. We've got number 4. We've got number 5. And then just to check that we are still on track, number 6 is already on our number line. So then we can continue. This is number 7. Then we've got 8. We've got 9. And then again, 10 is in place, just so that we can double check that we are in the right place. So we've now got, after number 10 comes number 11, then we've got number 12, then we've got number 13, and finally number 14, because earlier on in the lesson I actually added number 15 here for us. So this number line is going in steps of +1. So to every number we are adding 1. So I'd like you to pause the video now and see if you can work out the steps for the next number line below. It is different to the one above. We know that because we have got the number 4 here and the number 12 here, which are not the same as 6 and 2, which is above. So we know straight away it's not the same step. So pause the video now and have a go at seeing if you can work out the steps for this number pattern. Welcome back, Bumblebees. So how did you get on identifying your number patterns? Have you managed to find a sequence that goes and follows the number pattern that we can see? So let's have a look at the information that we already know. So we know our number line starts with 0. Our number lines can start with any number. They don't always have to start with 0. So it starts with 0, then we have a missing number, and then we have the number 4. And then we have 3 missing numbers, and then we have the number 12. And then the rest of our number line is completely blank. So let's see if we can work out. Now, if I jump in steps of 1, as we did before, so I'm going to add 1, then this will take me to 2 here. It will take me to 1 there. I apologise. It will take me to 1 there, because 0 add 1 is 1. Okay, and then if I add another 1, because we're jumping in the same size steps, then this would take me to 2. So I know that jumping in steps of 1 doesn't work. So I could try jumping in steps of 2. So let's try that. Let's go backwards. Okay, so this time I'm going to do add 2. So So here is my jump, and I'm going to add 2. So 0 add 2 is 2. I'm now going to do 2 add 2, which equals 4. So it looks like we might be on the right pattern. So if I do another add 2, I'm going to add 2 to this one. 4 add 2 is 6. Add another 2. 6 add 2 is 8. And then I'm going to do another one. 8 add 2 is 10. And let's check with our marker here. 10 add 2 is 12. Excellent. So I think we have worked out by that the jumps are 12. So let's count back and we'll see if we can add some more numbers onto our number line. So we've got 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Pause the video now and see if you can work out what comes next. So we've got 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30 is our final number. Give yourself a big tick if you have managed to do that. Now, just before we move on to do the main part of our lesson, I want to show you something here. So we know that this number here was 4. Now, if you look at this number here directly above it, we know that 2 is half of 4, or 4 is double 2. And if we do the same here, we look at the number 6 and the number 12, we know that those facts are the same for these two numbers. So we know that double 6 is 12, and we know that half of 12 is 6. So we could use that information to help us with the remainder of our number line. So here we have got 10. We all know that double 10 is 20, and we also know that half of 20 is 10. So we could double check our math by using our doubling and halving here as well. Well done, everyone. Just before we move on, we're going to have a look at 2 different ways of working out a number sequence. So this is the first one. Now, the numbers on my number sequence here have been hidden. So I have only shown you 3 numbers. Now, looking at those numbers straight away, we can see a bit of a pattern. 2 of them are odd numbers, and 1 of them is an even number. 2 of them have 5 in the ones column, and 1 of them has a 0. So if I was to use my math facts that I already know, I probably could work out the steps that go for each jump. So to help you, remember, you can always show your jumps to do it. But I know that if my number line starts with 5 and it's got 25 and 40 in it, there's a pretty high chance it's going to be in the 5 times table, because we know our number facts are if it ends in a 5 or ends in a 0, then it is in our 5 times table. So let's see if we are right. We have got 5. What number should come next in my 5 times table? 10. Then it should be 15 and 20. We've got our marker here as 25. So what's the next number? 30. And the next one? 35. And the next one is our marker, which is 40. The next one after that is 45. And the final one is 50. Well done, everybody. So we've managed to look at a number sequence that's still in a number line, but it is in steps of 5. Now I've one more tricky challenge for you to do before we move on in maths. And this is our tricky challenge. It is a snowflake sequence. So here we have got a snowflake where one number in the middle of our snowflake is in all 3 sequences. So this number here in the middle is in all 3 sequences. This is one sequence because it's red. This is another sequence because it's purple. And this is the final sequence because it is yellow. So we're going to find out which number is in all of those sequences that might help us to try and work out some of these numbers going across here. So let's reveal it's the number 16. So have a think, which times tables might number 16 come into? Tell a grown-up at home. If you have said that number 16 is in the 2 times table, then you are absolutely right. So 2s might be one of the steps that we need to look at here. Which other times tables does it come into? If you have said 4, because we know that 2 and 4 are friendly times tables because they double, 4 is double 2, then you are absolutely right. Well done. So let's see if we can work out some of these steps. So first of all, we're going to have a look at the red steps. We're going to see what the step is to see if we can work out what these other numbers might be. So the red step is 2. So going down the sequence is going to be 2 more and 2 more again, and going backwards is going to be 2 less and 2 less again. So we can use the information that we have already gathered today to help us with that. So let's do the easy ones first. What's 16 add 2? If you said 18, you are absolutely right. Well done. And if you are now doing the next one, so 18 add 2 is 20. Well done, everybody. Now we need to jump backwards. So we've got 20, 18, 16. What comes next? What's 16 subtract 2? If you said 14, you are absolutely right. Well done, everybody. And what's 14 take away 2? The answer is 12. Well done. Excellent. So we've solved our red sequence. Let's see if we can solve another sequence. So the next one, the yellow step, starts from here and goes across this way. So this time we're going in steps of 5. So we need to do exactly the same. Start with 16 and count up, and start with 16 and count down in steps of 5. So you're going to hold up your 5 fingers. I've got my 5 fingers held up as well, and I'm going to do 16 add 5. So 16 in your head, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Well done, excellent. And then I'm going to add another 5. So hold up my 5 fingers again. 21, 20, 21 in your head, sorry, 22, 23, 24, 25, and the answer is 26. Well done. And also, if you look here, we've got 16, we've actually added 10 when we jump to 26. That's just another fact to make sure we've got it all right. This time I'm going to subtract 16. So again, I'm going to put 16 in my head and count back 5. So we've got 16 in our head, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. If you said 11, absolutely super, well done. And using our number fact here that we said this was add 10, so this one must be take away 10. That's 16 take away 10. Think about using your known facts. 16 take away 10 is 6. Well done, everybody. And here we've got 6, 11, 16, 21 and 26. So our final steps for today. So it starts up here and goes all the way down. So let's have a look. Is in steps of 3. So we need to work out first of all 16 add 3. So pop 16 in your head. 17, 18, 19. This is what's going the wrong way. 19. Whoops, it goes the other way this time. And then 19 add 3 is 22. Well done, everybody. So we'll continue backwards. So I gave you a bit of a clue for this one. So 16 subtract 3 is 13. Well done. And 13 subtract 3 is 10. Awesome. Well done, everybody. Give yourself a big clap if you've managed to get that right. So for the remainder of today's lesson, we're going to be adding and subtracting money using, including giving change. So we're going to look at adding some of these objects together, working out how much change we would need to give somebody if they paid with a certain coin. So we're going to choose 2 items from the shop, and then we are going to work out how much it's going to cost first of all. So my 2 items from the shop, I'm going to buy a drum and a rubber duck. So I need to write my calculation. So I'm going to do 10p and I'm going to add it to 4p because my duck costs 4p. And the first thing I need to do is work out how much it's going to cost. calculation, I can put 10 in my head and count on 4 on my fingers. So let's do that together. We've got 10 in our head, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the answer, or the total that I need to give my shopkeeper, is 14 pence. Okay, now in my purse I haven't got any change. So the only thing I have got in my purse is a 20 pence coin. So in my purse, I've just found my 20 pence coin. Now, if I give that to the shopkeeper to pay for my shopping, then it's cost me more money because the shopping only comes to 14p and I've only got a 20 pence coin. So I'm going to give the shopkeeper my 20 pence and the shopkeeper is going to take away my 14p because he wants to keep that for himself and he's going to give me some change. So we need to work out now the difference between the 20p that I've given him and the 14p that it has cost me to work out what my change is going to be. So there's two ways we could do this. We could start at 20 and count back to 14, or we could start at 14 and count up till we get to 20. We will still arrive at the same answer, whether we do it one way or the other. So for this one, I'm going to start at 20p and I'm going to count backwards. So pop 20p in your head and get your fingers ready. And remember, we need to stop when we get to 14. So 20p in your head, 19p, 18p, 17p, 16p, 15p, 14p. Stop. Write down how many fingers are you holding up. If you have got 6 fingers in the air, then you have got your answer absolutely perfect. Well done, everyone. Super, super impressed with that. Let's have another go at this. So this time in my shop, I am going to buy, I'm just going to make my page a little bit longer. I am going to buy, let's change the colour of my page. We'll go for red this time. So I'm going to buy a cheeky monkey, which is 11p. So I'm going to write that first. So I'm going to do 11p. And I am going to add it first because I need to find the total. So I'm going to add it to, decisions, what shall I buy? I am going to buy some building blocks. So my building blocks are 3p. So I first of all need to do 11p and I need to add it to 3p. So I can do that calculation mentally in my head. So pop 11 in your head and count up 3 more. So we've got 11, 12, 13, 14. So my answer is 14 pence. Super. Okay, so this time in my purse, I've actually only got 15 pence. So I've used my 20 pence. I've only got 15 pence left. So I'm going to give the cashier or the shopkeeper 15. Now I'm not going to put the number 15 in a circle, and that is because we don't have a 15 pence coin. So I'm just going to leave my 15 pence as it is, and I need to subtract my 14 pence that it's going to cost me to shop today. So 15 take away 14 is a really easy calculation because they are very, very close to each other. So I can do 15 and then count back till I get to 14, or I can do 14 and count up till I get to 15 and I still have the same answer. So this time I'm going to start with 15 and count backwards. So we'll put 15 in our head, 15, and we're going to count backwards, 14, and stop. What was my answer be? Write it down quickly. The shopkeeper would need to give me just 1 penny in change, and I can put my 1 penny in a circle because it is a coin. Well done, everybody. So I've hopped across the road at the shopping centre now and I have come to this shop. Everything is just a little bit more expensive. So I'm going to work out the cost of 2 items of food and then I've got to work out the change. So let's have a look together. In the shop today, I am going to buy a lemon and lime kind of juice and a strawberry yoghurt. So my first thing I need to do is write down 45 pence and I'm going to add my 45 pence to 33 pence, because I need to find out the total for my shopping today. Okay, now these numbers are slightly trickier than the last ones. You could do it in your head, that is absolutely fine, but if you are finding it a bit tricky, you can also remember, use your jottings. It really doesn't matter. I would prefer you to use your jottings if it was much easier. So for here I'm going to draw 40, so 10, 20, 30, 40 and 5p, and here I'm going to draw 30 and 3p, and then my job is going to be to combine the two. So let's start with the tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and then I know there's 5 here, so 75, 76, 77, 78p. Now I'm not going to put that in a circle because I know that 78p is not a coin. Now at the shop I have only got 80p, I haven't got 78p, so I'm going to do 80p, and I need to take away the cost of my shopping because that's what the shopkeeper wants. So the shopkeeper needs to work out what 80p take away 78p is. Now again, these numbers are so close to each other. We can count up or we can count back, and we will still arrive at the same answer. So I'm going to count up this time. So I'm going to put 78p in my head and stop counting when I get to 80. Are we ready? So 78, put it in your head, 78, 79, 80, and stop. How many fingers are you holding up? You should have 2 fingers up, and that means that I will get 2p change. And the reason why it's in a circle is because it is a coin. Well done, everyone. Absolutely super maths today. So we'll just do one more together before you go off and have a go at this yourself. So I'm going to extend my page just a little bit further for a little bit more maths work today. So this time I'll change my pen to red. We're going to buy, let's have a think. I'm going to be really healthy and have an apple and a banana. So my apple is going to cost me 27 pence and my banana is going to cost me 28 pence. So again, because these are tricky numbers, we can draw our tens and units. So we have got 2 tens and 7 units here, and we have 2 tens and we have 8 units here. So again, use your jottings to help you to calculate. So we have got 10, 20, 30, 40. We know this is 7, so that's 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55p. So the total of my shopping is 55p. Now in my purse, again, no change. I've only got 60p in my pocket. So I need to do 60p, take away 55p. And again, it looks quite tricky, but actually these numbers are very close to each other. So we can either count up or count back. So start with 55 and count up until you get to 60. We've got 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. And we stop there, and my answer is 5 pence. Absolutely fantastic, everybody. Well done. So for the remainder of today's lesson, I would like you to head over to the school website, because you will find either a list of questions or you will find some items such as this one here, where you are going to select 2 items. You are going to find the total for the shopkeeper and you are going to pay the shopkeeper. If you have too much money in the coins that you are giving him, you need to work out the change that he will need to give you. So exactly what we have just been doing for the last few minutes together on the video, have a go at doing yourself. Send your work through to me so I can have a look at your calculating and just check that you have got the right answers. So have fun, everyone, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. Take care.